You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad?
To another video. If you guys are new here, my name is Keela Trishan and I make videos on lifestyle, womanhood, and mental health. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and thank you for your support. So today I'm going to do kind of a day in the life video working from home with a toddler. So I don't know if he's going to be here the whole day because sometimes his granny will come pick him up, but for the most part it's just me and him until his dad gets home. So as you can see, I have my water and my coffee. I have that every morning, and I usually don't eat a breakfast until like a little later in the morning, and even then it's like a snack. And I make sure I get his little oatmeal and blueberries together right away, so when he wakes up, all I gotta do is change him, give him his food, and he can watch Coco Melon or whatever, and until I get another break. So I got about 10 minutes or so before I clock in. He's not awake yet, so I'm about to set up my work computer, and I will talk to you guys in a second. Hey y'all, so today has been a crazy day. Of course it'd be the day I choose to film, but long story short, the power just went out in my house, so I can't work, I can't do anything. So yeah, let me just go on ahead and tell you guys what has happened thus far. Basically, the baby ended up going to his granny's house, so that works out because I can get some work done. Obviously can't do anything right now because I don't have any power or internet, so I'm just waiting for that to come back up, hopefully soon. In the mornings though, I think I kind of told you guys about this before in like another day in the life video. I haven't done one in a while because we've been super busy because of the new system that we're on. And now that we've been in the system for like a few months, it's kind of leveled out. Like we're still busy, but it's, I don't know, we're getting the hang of it or whatever. So what I typically do is in the morning, I come in, check my voicemails, check my emails so I can make sure that like I address anything that's pressing, anybody that's been waiting all night for me to get back to them. That helps me a lot because they're not consistently calling me over and over. Like working in insurance, your phone is going to ring off the chain. So you want to make sure that you minimize the calls as much as you possibly can by just kind of addressing things up front as opposed to letting things fester. So when you get voicemails and emails, best practice is just to return them and address them right away so people know that it's been received and their issue can be resolved. Once I get done with that, then I usually will start setting up my new files for the day because at my job, we have like a 24-hour window to contact people, and I try to contact them within that same day. So they're not sitting, let them know, even if I don't have their information ready to like present and pay out, I at least let them know that, hey, I'm your adjuster and I'm working on your file, whatever. So get that all going. And then I usually use the last half of the day after lunch to do like follow-ups and payouts. So anything that's ready to pay, I try to get those out of there as soon as possible because when you pay people, they don't call you for the most part. So I try to get those out of the way, and then like follow-ups. Like if I'm still waiting for information that I need to move the claim forward, then I will follow up on those, call the people, see if I can get that information. And then, yeah, pretty much like end my day after that. So once my computer comes back on, I'm going to finish setting up my new contacts like I was doing. I think in the meantime, since everything is down, I'm going to go and just try to get me something to eat, because I'm not only a little frustrated because my computer's down, but I'm hangry. So yeah, let me go do that, and then I will get back with you guys in a little bit. Okay, y'all, so excuse the lighting. Remember I was telling y'all I don't have no power. So this is my little lunch. Just a sandwich, some chips, which I poured too much, but you know, extra chips ain't never hurt nobody, and an apple. Taking it old school, like when my mom used to pack us for lunch back in the day. And then a nice tall glass of water. And I'm gonna take my vitamins, my Trader Joe's vitamins. Wait, let me show y'all. These are the Trader Joe's vitamins that I take. You take 2 of them, that's the serving size, and you take it after a meal. So since this is my first meal of the day, I'm gonna have it after this. I think I showed these vitamins in a previous like Trader Joe's haul. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat lunch in the dark since there's no power. Well, in the sunlight, should I say. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey, you guys. So I am officially on my actual lunch break. As you saw in the previous footage, my power went out over here, and it wasn't just my apartment. It was like, I don't know if it was the whole street, or I know it was for sure the whole building. So yeah, but basically I got a little frustrated because I'm like, dang, like I am not as far in my workday as I want to be. Like there's a certain way that I like to have things set up, which I was kind of explaining to you guys this morning. And I kind of got thrown off because the baby was cranky. I ended up getting him together to go to his granny's house. So that cut into a little bit of the time. And then he woke up a little later than he normally does. So it was just like, the morning was just kind of off. But I found myself getting frustrated, and then the power going out was just like the icing on the cake. Now, mind you, by this time, I also hadn't eaten any breakfast. Like I had my coffee and water, which I normally have. And I usually by that time would have had like some type of snack or something, because I don't get super hungry in the morning. So I'll just try to like put something in my stomach until lunchtime. But I didn't even do that. So I was hangry. It was just a lot happening, and I was trying to film. So when it happened and the power didn't come back on right away, I was frustrated, but I was like, you know what? Let me just text my manager, let her know what's going on, because what the hell can I do? It's not like I could foresee this happening, and obviously if I could have planned differently. But even sometimes when you plan, things just do not work out the way you want them to. So you just have to be flexible, and I think that was kind of a reminder for me. Like I felt so much better after I just freaking ate some food, chilled, you know, and then the power ended up coming back on eventually, and came back on about like an hour after, and I was able to get a little bit of work done. It wasn't too many things that happened while the power was off. Like I just had a few emails, a couple voicemails, not too much. And yeah, like I think that just where I'm at, I'll still be able to finish like relatively on time today, so I don't have to work super overtime. So yeah, I guess I tell that story just to basically say that be flexible, because your days are not going to always go the way you want them to. If you follow me on Instagram, I did post like a photo, and then like my caption was just basically talking about having like annoying days, because I tend to have those sometimes, like where it's not a bad day, I'm just like annoyed for the majority of the day. And it's usually things that are out of my control, like something that happened at work or something that happened at home or just something just didn't go the way I had planned. And I do have a tendency to let those things affect me, but I am trying to be more mindful of that just moving forward, because you cannot like control everything. And when you try to, you end up being stressed out for no reason. So there's that. But let me tell you about the customer from yesterday that had me effed up. Okay, so long story short, as you guys know, I work in insurance and I am working with customers all the time. So when you have an insurance claim, typically that means that something not so good happened. So I'm sensitive to the fact that you may be in a bad mood when you speak to me. You may not be in the best of spirits, whatever. I'm sensitive to that and I completely understand that. But don't think you're just gonna talk to me however and everything's gonna be cool, because it's not. I've been working in a customer service type position for like a little over 20 years, and I've just learned like how to like tell people off without getting fired, and just, you know, kind of letting them know like, hey, you need to chill. So this guy calls me on Saturday. It started Friday. We were like playing phone tag. I called him to introduce myself and go over his claim information. He didn't like what I had to say in the voicemail. Like, he didn't like his numbers. And then he called me back like cursing and stuff. But at this point, he hadn't like said anything too out of pocket. He was just cussing, talking about how it was BS, whatever. So I called him back, told him my hours, and that was that. I hadn't heard from him the rest of the day. So I get in the office on Monday and I have like 20 voicemails, and I'm confused because I'm like, I've only been gone since like Friday afternoon. Like, what could have happened over the weekend to have me have 20 voicemails? So then when I start looking, our voicemails come to our email so I can kind of see the number. So I start looking at the number and it's the same number. So I listen to one of the voicemails and it's the guy. So he's going up, calling me all kinds of bitchs, talking about I'm stupid and why am I not answering the phone? He knows I answered the phone and hung up on him. He gonna keep calling. I'm playing games, like just the whole nine. So I'm listening to the messages and in my mind I'm thinking like, oh, he don't even know who he's messing with. Like, you got the right one. You indeed, sir, got the right one. So anywho, so I start deleting the voicemails, but thank God I didn't completely delete them out of my email inbox, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But basically, I called the guy back and I went up on him. Like, I got all your messages calling me up, and, you know, I'm not going to even get into everything I said because I kind of blacked out a little bit because I was so angry. Like, it was so early, and the fact that I came into that, I was just like, oh no. So I went up on him and just in so many words told him, like, don't ever in your life call my voicemail leaving those type of messages. I tried to call you. Like, we haven't even had an actual conversation. You haven't given me the opportunity to address your claim, and you're calling me names. Like, you're not going to disrespect me. So he got mad and told me that I was disrespecting him and that he wanted to talk to my manager. I said, okay, cool. Not a problem. So I reach out to my manager and I tell her what happened. And, you know, I told her that he wants to speak to management. And she's like, okay, well, can you forward me some of the voicemails? So I did. And she listened to him and she agreed that he was out of pocket. And she's just like, you know, he sounded like he was probably on something. And I apologize to you because nobody deserves to be talked to like that. Which I did appreciate because I've been in situations where managers don't care and they cape for the customer, and, you know, it's just basically you against your manager and the customer. But she had my back and she talked to the person and, you know, kind of just let them know that you can't do that. And it seems like she's going to kind of handle it from here on out because he was just like doing too much. But yeah, that was just crazy. And that's just a part of working with customers. Like, in my experience, for the most part, like, people are cool. You get people that are on some other stuff. Like, they might just be annoying, not even mean, or they might be mean and you just deal with them for a little bit and call it a day. But it's rare these days that I get somebody who is that disrespectful. And so that kind of threw me off. And it reminded me how much growing I have to do, because I probably should have just hit her up right away. Like, hey, do you mind calling him, whatever? But no, there's just no way you're going to call me. You're going to harass me and then call me, bitch. We're not doing that. So yeah, I had to let that brother know. So hopefully in the future, if he decides to go off on somebody, he will think twice. He'll think about little old me that called him right back and gave him the same energy. But anyway, I'm going to go on ahead and enjoy the rest of my lunch break because it has been a day. And I will talk to you guys in a little bit when I get back from lunch. Oh, wait, one more thing. So before I go and enjoy the rest of my lunch break, I just wanted to kind of touch back on the work thing. So I know I told you guys in the morning what I like to do to like set up and kind of get myself prepared for the day. So a little before I go out to lunch, I like to go through everything I have left for the day and then start moving meaningless activities. And what I mean by that, in my industry, I set up my own activities, but other departments can send me an activity. Like maybe somebody called, they weren't able to get a hold of me, so they reached out to somebody else, and that person sending me a note to call this person back, or they're just sending me something to do in the file, or there's like automatic activities, all that stuff. So what I like to do is go through all of those activities and see what is a real activity, what is something that I absolutely need to address today when I get back from lunch, what is something that I can move to another day or to another time, just so I can kind of have an idea of what my workload is going to look like when I get back. And that also will determine if I end up doing overtime that day, or if I'm like, okay, you know what, I don't have time to do it today, maybe I'll do overtime this weekend, whatever. I do try to get the most important things, if I can help it. The most important things I try to get done before lunch. And then when I come back from lunch, it's more about just making my calls and like maintaining and working through like follow-up stuff, so I don't have that just lingering for the rest of the day. So yeah, if you work in insurance, that might be something that'll help you. I just try not to leave things that are like on a time constraint to the end of the day. Like the first contacts in insurance are usually the ones that you want to get to first, just so they're not lingering. You don't run into a position where you're not able to make those first contacts that day because you got caught up with everything else. Try to get that done like first thing in the morning or like before lunch. So when you come back, you're not like on high stress alert and you're just kind of like maintaining your desk. So yes, I hope that helps. Hey y'all, so I'm just clocking back in from lunch. So I kind of do something similar when I clock back into what I do in the morning. I check any voicemails and any emails that I get so I can address those first before I start getting into the second half of the day, so I can just make sure that people aren't blowing me up. I address those concerns. I just got off the phone with somebody that is ready to settle his claim, so I'm going to work on that right now. And again, just get into the second half of the day. So I will touch bases with you guys in a little bit. I'm just gonna get some of that done, but I'll set you guys up so you can just see me working. So yeah. Hey you guys, just popping back in. So it's almost 4 o'clock over here, Pacific Standard Time. And I just got done reaching out to all of my new files and just cleaning up things from when I went to lunch, because remember I lost that hour from the power being out earlier. So not a big deal. Right now I'm just about to pay on claims that are ready to pay. The good thing about payments is that means I can close up those files and not have to worry about them, at least unless something comes up with them. And I'm gonna do the rest of my follow-ups, so just reaching out to people that that I'm waiting for information that I need to move the claim, things like that. And at the end of the day, what I like to do is just kind of set myself up for the next day. So I'll go through any activities I didn't get to and see if they're serious enough to where I need to put them at the top of the list tomorrow, or if they're kind of like low priority activities that I can kind of move to other days, so I'm not super overwhelmed in one day. So yeah, I will pop back in with you guys probably once I clock out, but just wanted to check in and let y'all know what was happening. You guys, so we made it to the end of the day. Finally, it is a little bit after 5, like about 5:20. I did just a little bit of overtime because of the whole little situation with the power outage earlier, but by the grace of God, I was able to get through like most of the important work that I had. And I had a couple things that were left over, but honestly, I'm just over it and I just want to edit and eat some dinner. So yeah, I just basically moved like the important activities that I have that I didn't get to today to tomorrow, and it wasn't a lot. I like to use my Outlook calendar as well to put like things that I want like in my face that I have to get done. And yeah, I'm just gonna do it all over again tomorrow. So If you enjoyed this video, please go on ahead and give me a big fat thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you are not subscribed, please go on ahead and click that subscribe button below and be sure to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. With that being said, you guys have an amazing day and I will see you next time.
Salute you. I need a bag, size is super. They turned your back, it's like I never knew you.